Hello everyone, welcome back to another video of Data Lounge. We have been working on a data visualization project in Power BI. We were trying to build a dashboard in Power BI for analyzing the data of new motor vehicle sales in Canada. In the first video, we did a data query from CSV file using Power BI Power Query Editor, and we did some transformation steps and data cleaning, and we loaded the data to the Power BI dashboard. And now in this video we are going to create the visualizations. So let's get straight to it.
Hi friends, welcome back again. I hope all of you are having a wonderful day. So this is what how much we had done in the last video. We created a data query, a data table using the Canada motor vehicle sales data from the Government of Canada website, and we did some data cleaning and data transformation steps, and we finally applied and loaded the data into Power BI dashboard. So we are going to create the visualization now. So for that, we need to use different metrics. So here on the right side, you can see that there's a data panel where you can see the table that you just loaded into your data model. So here, these are the different columns that you had created or cleaned that is in the table. And if you look at the data interface, you can see different options here. So here's the data panel where all your data or all your calculated measures, we will come to that later, will be listed. And here you can see a visualizations pane that has all the tools that you can use to create different visuals, like a column chart, bar chart, a line chart, or a pie chart, donut chart. A whole lot of different visualizations are available. And there's a filter pane where you can add filters to filter your visuals accordingly. And on the top you can have different formatting options or different data sources, or you can have a data modeling option here where you can create measures. So we'll go through those one by one as we do the project. And also I just want to show you one more thing here. On the left hand side, you can see we are currently in the report view. If you hover over this icons here, this is the report view, and this is the data view, and this is the model view. So if you go to data view, click on that, you can see that this is the table that you loaded into your data model. So here you just have one table. So if you have multiple tables, you can just click on those tables, and that will show you the data model or the data in that table, specific table. And also you can click on the model view, where you will find, again, you'll find the data tables that you loaded into your data model. So if there are multiple tables, you will see the table in this representation, where you can click and drag this based on the visibility, or if you want to make adjust the visibility of columns, you can adjust it like this. Here is where you can create connections or relations between different tables if you have multiple tables. Again, we will get to that later in a different project. So this one is a pretty simple one, so we'll just get straight to that. But I just wanted to show you these are the options. And also you can see that at the bottom, this is just like an Excel sheet. If you go to report view, you can have multiple pages, just like an Excel sheet. You can add new page where you can have more visuals. So you can have like maybe an overall overview tab page at the first, and then you can add more sheets or pages, and those pages can have more detailed view of different metrics or different categories, or however you want to categorize your data. So, all right, let's start building the visuals now. So first of all, let's look at the data that we have here. We have the locations where the vehicle sales happened, and or where the vehicles are sold, and we have a origin of manufacture, whether I think it's a North America region, Japan and other countries. I think it's categorized like that. And then we have the date of sales, and we have sales dollar amount, and we have the sales units, and we have vehicle type. So let's first create we want to know what's the overall sales. Let's just imagine what's the overall sales in a year, which is one of the metrics we want to look at. So here's a tip that you can use. You can just use a paper, blank paper, and just roughly create the visuals by hand. We don't have to be exact about it. You just have to get a rough idea of where your visuals are going to be and how you're going to arrange them, or what all, or you can list out the metrics that you want to display. So here, first of all, I'm going to add a card visual. So what you got to do is just left click on that card, and it will add a box like this into the workspace. And what you are going to do is just select that. It's already selected when you click on the card icon, and then you just drag and drop the sales dollar into these fields here. Either you can drag and drop, or you can also check the box. You can do it either way. So again, there are multiple ways to do these steps or create a dashboard. You may find another alternate way to do some of the steps we are doing. So again, it depends. Once you get to know or start working with the software, you will familiarize with those, and you will find the easier ways to do it. So all right, so now we have the sales dollar of totals, or of the total sales. So we have data from 2001. So there were the total dollar amount through the new motor vehicle sales was $1.24 trillion. And I'm going to create another card that shows the units sold. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Control-C option, shortcut key Control-C. Press the Control button and the button C on your keyboard. After clicking on the sales dollar card, and just press the Control V, we are going to paste it. You can see there's two of them, and I'm just going to drag and drop the sales units into this field. So we have created these two metrics that shows the year. So here's the thing, I don't want to actually know like the total amount for the whole year. I mean total from 2001. It doesn't give me a good idea of how the vehicle sales are happening over the years. So I just want to look at the current year, or maybe a specific year. So for that, I'm going to add a filter or a slicer into this workspace, so that anyone who's going to use the dashboard can use that slicer to filter between years. So here's the slicer icon from these tools. So just click on the slicer icon, make sure that you are not selected to any of these visuals before when you're clicking another visual here, because if you have already selected this one and then you click on this, it will change that filter. See here, it changes the current visual to that particular filter you selected. So we don't need that. We are going to create a new. I'll just undo it. You can just use the Control Z button, just like you use in different Microsoft Office tools. So I just did undo button here, and I'm going to select the slicer. Unselect everything, select the slicer, and drag and drop it here maybe. And for the slicer, I want to select the ear filter. So for that, you can see here, this is the date column. So Power BI automatically detects that this is a date column. So Power BI does this for you. If you use this drop down, there's another field here, date hierarchy. So you just expand that as well. So Power BI automatically separates the year, quarter, month, and day from the date. So you can just simply drag or either click on the checkbox here. So you can see that a filter is created where you can adjust the filter and show that you can select specific year or time period to see the data in that time period. So if I drag and change the filter here, you can see that these numbers are changing because this filter or this slicer is connected to this data, these visuals, because they are from the same table, so they are connected. So if you change the year, that will change these visuals accordingly. Now I don't want this to be like a range of date or range of years. I just want the slicer to be just one specific year. So I'm going to change the slicer type. So to do that, I'll just go here on Format Your Visual, select that, and go to Slicer Settings. So here's what I did. I have already selected the slicer. Go to Format Visual, go to Visual Slicer Settings, expand that, and see different options or style for the slicer. So it says between. So you are getting a slicer that help you have a starting point and an end point. So here the year, starting year and an end year to filter the data. So instead of that, I'm going to change it to a specific one. So for that, I'm going to use a drop down. So drop down allows you to either select all, or you can select individual year, just like this. So you open the drop down, you can see all the years data is available. So if I select 2023, I just select that, and I can just click on the drop down again. So it filters down to this, which is the total. 22.67 billion is the total sales dollar amount for this year, and there were about 400k vehicles sold in total. Now, so let's see another option here. So if you look at the slicer, this is a drop down. So if you choose another one, vertical list, it will list out all the year filters like this, like a vertical list. So in this, the problem with this is that you have the filter showing all the year open, like everything is open and distributed. So you have to expand this, or you'll have to scroll down like this to view the other ears. So I think this visual, since this is a slicer, it should occupy less space in the dashboard. So I'm going to change it back to drop down so that is more compact, and you can squeeze that into a small portion of your dashboard space. There we go. So I'm going to just filter that to 2023. All right, now let's keep on adding more. Let's arrange this. Keep on adding more visuals into this. Let's say I need to show a donut chart that shows the vehicle types and how much or the sales dollar amount for each vehicle type using a donut chart. So I'm going to click that donut chart and let's bring it here, sales dollar, and again, when you click here, these are the values or the fields that the donut chart will accept. So you can see you can have a legend field, there's values, details, tooltips. So here we are only going to use values and legend. We'll get to the other ones later. So sales dollar, I'm going to add the sales dollar amount here. So this is now showing the total sales dollar amount, which is same as this, and there is no category added yet. So I'm going to add vehicle type into the legend field. So that gets added. Now you can see that out of the 22.67 billion, the $19.44 billion sales were for trucks and $3.23 billion for passenger vehicles or passenger cars. So that visual is there. And what else I need to show? So let's just say I want to know the yearly sales, how the sales trend happened from the year 2001 to 2023, how the sales trend occurred. So let's use a line chart to represent that visual. So I'm going to unselect this, click on the line chart, and I need the dollar amount, and dollar amount, it will be in the y-axis. So you can see it's just currently just showing one single value, that's the total, and I need to show the years in the x-axis. So what we'll do, we'll go to the year from the date hierarchy and drag and drop that into the x-axis. So here one issue is that, so you see it's just showing 2023. The year is only showing 2023. So this is a line chart, and I don't want the line chart to be showing only a single value. I need to see the years from 2001 to 2023. So this is showing only 2023 because we have a slicer created over here. So remember that if you create a slicer, that slicer will affect all the visual inside the workspace, all the visual that you have created. So to remove that, if you want the slicer or one of the visual to be not affected by the slicer, you have an option here in the Power BI. All you got to do is just click on the slicer, and you'll see two different ribbons that appear after clicking a visual. So one is format, another is data drill. So you just go to format, and you can see an option here, edit interactions. Just click on edit interactions. So now you can see these icons appearing on the top right corner of each visual. So what you can do is, so we have selected the slicer here. So these are all the visuals that are being affected by the slicer. And if you click on this none button, I just click on none. There you go. Now you can see that the slicer is not being affected by the slicer is not being affected. Sorry, the line chart is not being affected by the slicer. So, and you can see that all the year are shown up. So before that, the data seems a little weird. So I may have missed a filter in this data. That's why this data seems to be. So now I'm able to see that there's a huge difference from 2022 to 2023. So it's either because the year is we have only data until 1st of April of this year. So that's probably the reason this number is too low compared to last year. So you can see that you can just see all these details by just hovering over the data points in the line chart. Okay, so now we have that line chart. So we will get to that and verify the data once we create all the visuals needed for us. Okay. All right. And now another plot I need is a monthly depiction of the sales, both in units and in dollar. So let's show that by using a column chart. So you have here clustered column chart. So you can use the clustered column chart. So for that, I'm going to click on the clustered column chart, and just like we created the line chart, we will add the data points, all the metrics. So I'm going to click on the sales dollar, drag it into the y-axis, and in the x-axis I need the different months. So I'm going to select month, put it in the x-axis. There we go. So now you can see that the dollar amount for each month. And now I'm going to copy this using the Control-C on my keyboard, Control-V to paste it. Just keep it there, and I'm going to remove the sales dollar. Just uncheck that button from that visual and use the sales unit. So now we have sales units created in there. All right, so we are making good progress. So I'm going to minimize or reduce the size of these cards. Okay, and let's create another visual that shows the location of car sales, which these are the province in Canada, and we are going to show that using a clustered bar chart. So just click on the clustered bar chart, and let's drag and drop the geolocation into, this time the location should be in the y-axis. The category values are in the y-axis. So you can see that the over here in the bar chart and the line chart, we use the category values, or in the line chart, the category value was year, and here in the bar chart, column charts, category values were the months, and they were in the x-axis, but in the bar chart, we have to have the category in the y-axis. And I'm going to add the sales dollar again to the x-axis. You can see that they'll look like this. We're gonna have to do some rearranging to show all these visuals neatly. For that, I'm going to let's say let's start with the time card. Sorry, not the time card, the sales card, dollar sales card. So click on dollar sales card, and if you look at the right visualization pane, you can see another icon, format your visual. So click on that, and let's look at the callout value. The callout value is this one, the 22.67 billion. I don't want this to be that big, so I'm going to change the font size here. So maybe I'll give it a 35. Okay, that seems to be pretty good. And I'm going to change the display units. Display units seems to be all right. I'll just have to change the category label. Category label is the sum of sales dollar written here. So I'm going to change the size of that as well. Maybe just 10 is enough for that. Let the font be the same. And I'm going to go back to add data to your visual pane, and here you can see when you drag and drop it, it actually summarizes your data. So your data is in a column format, and each row is summed up into that particular year, 2023. So that shows a total. So it's a sum operation done automatically by Power BI. So I'm going to change that, just the naming. We need the sum, but I'm just going to say it's sales sales. Just double click on it and you just type it here, sales dollar. So that will change it to change the text here. And I'm going to repeat the same, but here's what an easy thing that you can do. Just click on this visual and you have format painter. Just click on that. Your cursor changes to a paintbrush, and now you just click on this visual, the one you want to change. So you can see that the font size and the other changes that except the text have copied exactly from the previous visual. So that's an easy tool that you can use when you're working with multiple visuals. So now again, I'm going to change this text here. Double click on the sum of sales units and type sales units. All right, now I forgot one more thing. I wanted to add a border to the cards. So go back to format your visual and go to general, select general right next to the visual, and let's just say let's just select effects, and you can see visual border. You can give a background color if you want. Right now it's just simple white color. I'm not going to change that one right now. I'm just going to add a visual border. There we go. You can see that a visual border has been created. And again, go back to that effect. So here in the visual border itself, you have different options. You can just play around with these options and see what they do. but I just want to show you this one as well. So if you want to add another another visual aspect into your border, you can just create rounded corners for the border. So if you add radius to the rounded corner as 3 or 4 and just click outside here, you can see that the borders are now curved a little bit in the corners. You can also, if you let me increase that a little further so that you can see that more clearly. 10. How does that look? There we go. So right now I'm just going to keep it without the rounded corners. Sorry, I need the border. I just don't need the rounded corners. I'm just going to keep it plain, simple. And just going to reduce the size a little more. Again, I don't have to do the visual border again, or if you have, you could have also created the border before copy the format, but I forgot that, so just going to do the same step again. Use the format painter, give that border to the other time card. Sorry, I don't know why I keep saying time card. I just want to say that the card visual here. Okay. All right, so we have formatted the card visuals. So now let's format the bar chart. So let's click on the bar chart. So you can see that there is, again, it says the sum of sales dollar by GEO. I don't want it to say that. So first of all, I'm going to change this x-axis. I don't want to show the x-axis title. This is the title for x-axis and geo is the title for y-axis. I'm going to get rid of that. So again, go to format your visual. So here, open y-axis, and I'm going to remove the title, because we are going to mention that this is a visual that shows dollar amount of sales by province in the title of the visual itself. So we don't have to specify that in the axis and make it redundant. So this should be much more simple. X-axis, and get rid of the title. So those two are gone. And now let's edit this title here. So that's the main title. So to edit that, you just go to General here again. Click on General. You see title option here. Expand it. So here's the text for the title. So I'm going to rename that, change it to sales dollar by province. And here's another thing I'm going to do. I think since we have a white background for the for our dashboard, I'm going to change the heading text color to white and give a background color of black. So that way it kind of embosses or highlights that heading. So this will kind of like stand out, you know. So that's why I made it like that. So I'm going to make it center aligned. See, looks much better, I think. So we have that formatted, and let's just keep it here for now. So we have that, and okay, we want to change the color of the bars here. So this bar chart has all the visual is kind of bluish right now. So I thought maybe it's to show the provinces. Let's just give that a different color. For that, go to visual and go to bars, and let's just give it a different color. A little bit darker maybe. I think that looks better. And again, so here's what I'm going to do. I want to copy the format from this visual. Okay, I have done all this step. I don't want to repeat that again. So just click on this visual, use the format painter again, click on the donut chart. There you go. But it didn't copy the color. Actually, that's a good thing. I don't want the color to be same again. So I'll just keep it that way. And here you can see that sales dollar percentage of sales. I'm going to say that this visual shows the percentage of sales by each vehicle type. So going to change that to change the title again, just like we did for the previous visual. Go to general, title, sales dollar percentage by vehicle type. And all right, so I just rearranged the this visual so that it's showing up properly. Maybe I will have to shrink it a little bit. All right, now let's change the visual from copy the format again to this one. And that visual is copied. The format is copied. Change the title and change it to currently sales trend from 2001 to 2023. All right, and all right, now we're going to rearrange these two visuals. So let's copy the heading format again from one of the other visuals. change the color of the column chart, but that's fine. Let's change the color later. All right, now we have all the visuals that we need to complete the dashboard, but we need to do some formatting and add some additional visual features to these individual visuals that we have added. And we also need to create some features in Power BI called as DAX measures. So you might have probably heard about the DAX measures. So that's an incredible tool in Power BI to create our own calculations from the data that is available. So that will also add some additional functionality into your dashboard. So we will be working on those and finalize our dashboard in the next video. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.